Next question is the conduit which is not used in reconstruction of esophagus for corrosive esophageal injuries. Gastric tube, duodenal tube, colonic tube, jejunal tube. Answer is duodenal tube. Gastric tube rarely we use when the stomach is healthy. And jejunum and colon, the jejunum is a supercharged graft we can use for short segment stitches. And colon is obviously the best one because the stomach is not stomach is involved with the corrosive structure. Colon is the best conduit for corrosive esophagus. And it is usually because it's the posterior intestinal or retrosternal. Usually corrosive esophagus, the native esophagus will not be removed. So usually most common route being the retrosternal route. Because if you try to remove the diseased esophagus, there's a chance of bleeding and injury to the nearby vital organs there. So always better to not to touch the retained the diseased esophagus, native esophagus, and do the conduit through the retrosternal route. But there is still the chance of malignancies there in the retrosternal route. But you should always balance the risk weight benefit ratio and better to the retrosternal route because the immediate risk of removing the native esophagus the surgery, damaging the vital structure is more than the risk of malignancies at the later stage. And the retrosternal route is chosen when there is a previous esophagectomy or the extensive fibrosis. Now, all factors are considered. The preference being the colonism because in corrosive injury, the stomach is most commonly involved. So, colon is the best conduit. Next is stomach. And third is supercharged with jejunum, short segment jejunum can use. Free jejunal graft based on the superior thyroid artery has also provided excellent results by vascular microanastomosis. Next question is the parietal cells are absent in fundus, body, antrum, pylorus. Answer is absent. It is most commonly present in fundus, as you all know, but where it is absent. The gastric mucosa consists of columnar epithelium and cellular population cells based on the location. The glandular epithelium is divided to cells that secrete into gastric lumen. It contains parietal cells, sheath cells, mucus secreting cells. These are the cells of digestion and cells that control the functions being G cells, secreting gastrin and somatostatin secreting B cells. In the cardia, the mucus are arranged in branched glands and the pits are short pits. Whereas the cardia and the fundus in the body is just a tubular glands and longer pits, fundus and body. In antrum, almost like branched glands. And the luminal ends of the gastric glands and pits are linked to mucus secreting surface epithelial cells secrete mucus and prostaglandins are secreted. In the cardia, the glands are predominantly mucus secreting glands. In the body, the glands are mostly lined from neck to base. The parietal and sheath cells are most common in the body as well as some part of the fundus. Whereas the few parietal cells in the fundus and the proximal antrum. So the fundus most commonly present in the parietal cells are most commonly present in the body. It is very few cells are present in the fundus and the proximal antrum, but none in the cardia and the prepyloric antrum. The endocrine G cells are present in the antrum. So antrum containing gastrin cells as well as gastrin secreting G cells. Whereas the parietal cells are more common in the body and least common in the fundus and the proximal antrum, but almost none in the cardia and the prepyloric antrum. So the answer is pylorus. The parietal cells are absent in fundus, body, antrum, pylorus. The answer is being pylorus and most common in body. Fundus is sparsely present. This is the normal histopathology of the mucosal lining of the stomach gastric cells. It is the gastric pit, isthmus, neck, and base. The chief cells and adjunct cells are present in the base. The mucous neck cells and surface mucous cells are in the gastric pit and neck. In isthmus, you have parietal cells, and that is more common in the body, and very least in fundus, and none in prepyloric antrum, as well as cardia. Ghrelin stimulates the release of prolactin, growth hormone, ACTH, cortisol. The answer is stimulate the release of growth hormone. Hormones, peptides, and vagal afferents to the brain have major influence on satiety, appetite, and energy intake. Ghrelin is the only one orexigenic hormone, the appetite hormone. A lot of anorexic hormones are there, but only orexigenic hormone is the ghrelin, secreted by the gastric fundus, P and D1 cells. And ghrelin stimulates the release of various other neuropeptides, such as neuropeptide Y growth hormone from hypothalamus, which creates orexigenic and increases appetite. Increased level of ghrelin increases the food intake, and increased level develops in patient after low calorie diet. One possible mechanism for the failure of most diet after 6 months is the increase in appetite hormone ghrelin. And most common location of GI gist is stomach, small intestine, colon, esophagus. Most common location being stomach. The gastrointestinal stomach tumor is the most common sarcomatous tumors. Originally thought to be a type of smooth muscle sarcoma, but later known to found to be arising from the interstitial cells of Gajal, that is the intestinal pacemaker cells. They can appear anywhere within the GI tract, but most commonly being stomach. Next is GI tree, and next is colon. In variable presentation, it can be present from a small benign tumor to massive lesion, necrosis, hemorrhage, wide metastasis to the liver. It can present with obstruction. It can present with torsion. It can present with fistula, perforation, bleeding.